Hey guys, welcome to the 2016 Triple Crown Spring Championships. I'm Drew Reiners, your event coordinator, and this is Dax Anderson. We've been talking with you guys a lot the last few months, and we sure are excited to see you and your teams coming out with us in Phoenix here in a few months. I wanted to take a few minutes today to talk a little bit about some of the rules that are going to be important for the event while you guys are out there playing. So give this a few minutes, we'll make this as quick as we can. And the first thing we're going to talk about is our scorecard system. Obviously, the scorecard, if you guys have played Triple Crown before, you know the importance of filling this out before the game and then at the end of the game, getting your coaches to sign it. We do have this Triple Crown scorecard. You'll get this handed to you from a Triple Crown site rep before every game you play in the tournament. But we can't stress the importance enough of this scorecard. This truly is our only way to know win-loss, what the score of the game is, and who pitched. So please make sure you're filling this out legibly. There will be space on both sides for your team to fill out the lineup card. Put your team name at the very top. Do not circle home or visitor just yet. You will determine that by coin toss at the plate meeting with the umpire. You will then proceed to fill in your starting batting order. Please be sure when you're doing this to fill in your player's last name and jersey number. Do not put in first names only. There's just too many complications that come with that. And make sure that you're putting your signature on the bottom of the card at the end of it. Once you've done your side of the card, be sure to hand this to the other team. If you're the second person to fill out the card, you will then approach the umpire at the plate meeting and hand him the scorecard. Again, this is our official way of keeping track and keeping score of the games. So be sure you're filling it out legibly. At the end of the game, when the umpire approaches you to sign this, check the pitching. Make sure that it's accurate for both your team and your opponent, and check the score. Be sure that it's right. Once we receive this scorecard back with both coaches' signatures on it, we view that as the official score and the official pitching, and that will be what we go by. Again, this is the Triple Crown scorecard. You'll see this all weekend long, so please be sure you get this done, and again, legibly, so that we can read everything when we're inputting the data on our website.
Okay, hey guys, my name's Dax Anderson. I'm going to start with some rules, questions and stuff for you. So first of all, we play by the National Federation High School rules with a few Triple Crown variations and modifications. So the first Triple Crown modification to the rules that I'm going to talk about is time limits. We do have time limits on all games except for Sunday come championship day. So no new inning is how we do our time limits. We do not do drop dead. So no new inning after the amount of time is up or the innings are played. So time limits, 9s through 12s are an hour and 45 minutes. 13 and up are all 2 hours. So again, 9s through 12s, hour 45, no new inning, and 13s and up, 2 hours, no new inning.
Okay, a few more pieces of information here on your pool play games, guys. We will be ending all pool play games in a tie if the situation arises. That is either at the completion of the game time limit or at the completion of all 6 or 7 innings. Depending on your age group, we'll discuss this later on in the video, how many innings your teams can play. Again, either at the completion of the time limit or at the completion of all the innings, you can end a pool play game in a tie this year. Also, to reiterate what I said before, the home and visitor for pool play will be determined through a coin toss at the beginning of every game at the plate meeting with the umpires.
So this takes us to bracket play games on Sunday. Note that all teams will play at least one game on Sunday, so plan on your bracket plays on Sunday. We'll break pool on Saturday night and seed you guys into your brackets for Sunday. A couple notes on bracket play. There are no ties in bracket play. Obviously, we have to have a winner. So if there is a tie at the end of the amount of innings you're supposed to play or the allotted time for your age group, the Triple Crown tiebreaker will be used. What the Triple Crown tiebreaker is, it's the last scheduled batter on second base with no outs and no count, and play it out until we have a winner. Championship game. On Sundays, there are no time limits in the championship games and no Triple Crown tiebreaker. However, the run rules are still in effect for all of bracket play, including the championship.
All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about our pitching rules. Every age group has specific innings that your players will be capped at. For 9 through 12-year-old teams, your max number of innings pitched is 6 innings. That is 1 inning pitched, 1 pitch thrown, your player toes the rubber. 1 pitch will always constitute 1 full inning. We don't do thirds of innings, we don't do pitch count, okay? So 9 through 12s, your max will be 6 innings. 13s and 14s, your max will be 7. This is through your first 4 games, okay? So through your first 4 games, 6 or 7 innings. Once your team has played 4 games in our tournament, your team, every player will earn 1 bonus inning for every game they're on at home. So if your team, for example, has played in 4 games, and you're going into your 5th game, we'll say you're a 13-year-old baseball team, your max was 7 through 4. Now through your 5th game, your max number of innings will be 8, and so forth, all the way up until you're completed. So through 4 games, 6 or 7 innings, and then you can add 1 inning onto that total for every game you play after 4.
Okay guys, let's talk about protests. You can protest a rule, but it must be a baseball rule interpretation, no judgment calls. So in order to do this, stop the game as soon as you can and have somebody run and grab your Triple Crown site supervisor on site. Make sure the game gets stopped. If another pitch is thrown, we will not be able to protest that situation. So don't wait till after the game and don't wait till after a pitch is thrown. Stop the game right away, come get one of the Triple Crown representatives. And in order to protest, you must present a $100 fee to the Triple Crown site supervisor on site. So again, $100 in hand to the Triple Crown site supervisor as soon as that happens.
Okay guys, let's talk a little bit now about the equipment for the event. You will be handed 1 dozen Rawlings baseballs. Rawlings is our official baseball sponsor. If you do bring your own baseballs, we will require that you use a Rawlings baseball. At the plate meeting, before every game, we do ask that you provide 2 new and 1 used baseball, and then just be sure at the end of the game, go get your baseballs back. Otherwise, those will end up in the pockets of the other team, or the umpires will mistakenly give them to someone else. Also, bat rules, this is a big one here. 14-year-old baseball teams, make sure you're using a drop 3 BB core. This is required. You will not be allowed to use anything less than the -3 BB core bat. For all the other age groups, 9 through 12s, it must be stamped with the BPF 1.15 stamp. If this comes to question, umpires will be familiar with this rule and they will be punishing teams as identified by the National Federation High School Rulebook. As far as metal cleats go, we will be using, on all age groups 9 through 13, we will be using a lot of portable mounds. Be sure if your team is playing on a portable mound, you do not wear metal spikes. If you're a 14-year-old team, you will likely be playing on true baseball diamonds, so you will be fine. But again, if your team's playing on a portable mound, please be sure you put rubber or molded spikes on or have them pitch in their turf shoes.
Okay, a couple base running and lineup things here, guys. Courtesy runners. Per the National High School Federation rule, you can use a courtesy runner. In order for them to be a courtesy runner, they have to be an eligible sub off of the bench. 1 guy can run for the pitcher, 1 guy can run for the catcher. Also, a modification for Triple Crown, however, to this courtesy runner rule is for the catcher only, you can run for your catcher with the last batted out if you do not have any eligible subs. So again, if you have 0 eligible subs, you can still courtesy run for your catcher only with the last batted out. But if you do have eligible subs, you must use those per the High School Federation rule. Another topic on lineups, all age groups can have what we call an EH or an EP, extra hitter or extra player, so they can choose to bat 10. You can also use a DH for anybody on the field as well. So you can use a DH or an EH. Basically what this means is you can bat 9 players, 10 players, or your entire lineup. All age groups 8 through 14s can bat their entire lineup as well. The risk of batting your entire lineup at any age group, if there's an injury, you will take an out every time that batter comes to the plate. So that's the risk of batting everyone, but all age groups 8 through 14s can choose to do that. In that case, the only courtesy runner available would be for the catcher, the last batted out.
Okay guys, that concludes the rules portion of this video. Hopefully this helps. We understand there are going to be a lot of situations that might come up that we did not cover. Be sure to visit the tournament website and familiarize yourselves with all of our rules. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to us. We want to make sure when we get to the tournament and we're playing baseball that this stuff doesn't pop up. It can really complicate the games from proceeding on smoothly, and obviously it'll can affect your experience if you don't go in knowing all the rules. I ask that you guys as coaches realize and remember that you are the leaders of your baseball teams, and you have 15 young men who are watching you at all times, and just remember that when tough situations come up in the baseball games, because they're going to come up. You're the role model. Be positive, realize they're looking at you, and have a good time. Have some fun, go out and compete. It's going to be a phenomenal weekend of baseball, and we're really excited to have you guys. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate in contacting us. We look forward to seeing each and every one of you in Phoenix in March. Thank you very much for your time today, guys.